everyone, welcome back. Today I am doing my weekly Shop My Stash. Just as a reminder, this is what I used last week. I did have the Makeup Revolution water palette. It is an all shimmer palette and some beautiful shadows in here. They aren't super, how do I put this? They're pigmented, but they're not over the top pigmented. They're pretty easy to work with as far as shimmers and color go. It's a really pretty palette. I enjoyed wearing it. Definitely one you want to wet your brush with if you want to amp up the color or put a sticky base on underneath. But there wasn't much fallout or anything like that. And again, pretty. I enjoyed using this. I think I used it once. I didn't wear a lot of makeup this week as far as eyeshadow goes. So I think I wore maybe 4 times this week. Anyway, it doesn't matter. But I like this palette, and again, it's all shimmers, and I last week stuck my finger in there by accident, so that's what that is. Then I have the Dream Street palette by ColourPop in Kathleen Lights. This is what it looks like as a reminder. I didn't mind this palette. I like it. It's just, as far as ColourPop shadows go, these ones don't work as well as my other palettes that I have. So I'm not sure if it was always like that, or again, a case of I've had it for a little while and maybe the formula is changing a bit, but usually I don't find that happens with ColourPop shadows that often. So I think it maybe, I don't know. The mattes are really nice. It's just, I think I was expecting more from the shimmers than what I got. So I would still like it. Still going to use it again. And the last palette that I used is the Urban Decay Born to Run palette. Let's not wreck it. And this is what this palette looks like. I did use mainly the brown shades when I did it. I think I used it twice. And yeah, I really do enjoy this palette. I think it's beautiful. Okay. The rest of the products that I used last week, I had this Tarte Blush Bazaar palette. It was from holiday 2017, I think. And it's got 2 highlighters and a bunch of blushes in it. I really do like this palette. I think if you are a fan of Tarte blushes and you want to add to your collection come the holiday time, I would definitely keep your eyes peeled for these type of palettes. They usually have them out. I think it was $50 Canadian. You get a lot of product in here for 50 bucks, and I'm not disappointed. I really enjoy the formula on these and how they perform and how they work. I would definitely consider picking up another one of these in the future if they had ones that came out with ones that were a lot more obviously different than what's in there now. But for now, I really enjoy this, or maybe, who knows, maybe someday I will pan this and I will need to buy another one. I don't see that happening. But at any rate, good palette, enjoyed using it. These Makeup Revolution blushes, if they still have them on their website, I mean, they're kind of ugly, cheap packaging. And I think it was only like $2 or $3 for this. I have a couple of them, and they are really good blushes. They are a little bit powdery. You do have to tap your brush off because you get a lot of kick up in the pan and everything. But they wear pretty, and they look beautiful on the skin. They aren't patchy, and they wear all day. I don't have any problems with them. So if you're looking for something affordable, they did have quite a few when I purchased these, but I think I got them last year. They may have been being discontinued. I'm not sure. They're always coming out with new products, and some of their other stuff gets discontinued regularly. So again, worth checking out. This, what are they called? Just Revolution, and this is the shade Treat. But yeah, I really like that. This was a surprise for me. This is the Candy Cane Heart, and it's called a highlighting, what is it? Highlight for your face and eyes. I did not use this on my eyes. I just used it on my cheeks, and I didn't use it as a highlighter. I was scared to use this at first because I thought for sure this was just going to be just an ugly shade of highlighter mess on my cheeks because it was too dark to be a highlighter, and I thought it would be too light to be a blush. Surprisingly though, I loved this as a blush. When I swatched it, the color wasn't the most appealing, but when I put it on my face, it was just a pretty flush, and it had the strangest thing where when it was on my actual cheek, it didn't look matte by any means, but it looked kind of pink. And then when I kind of moved my head around a little bit and the top of my cheekbone caught the light, you could see the white. And I didn't by any means try and get it to go on my face like by putting the brush in to be symmetrical with the lines or anything like that. I just kind of put my brush in and like, you know, swirled it around. That's the word I'm thinking of. I wasn't in any way trying to get it to be stripes on my face. I just like, I'm going to mix this color up and see what happens. And that's what happened. And I wore this 2 or 3 times and I really liked this. So definitely keeping that. That was a surprise one for me. I did not think I was going to like this at all. I thought for sure I'd be giving it to my kids this week after using it, and that is not the case. This was really pretty. I've used this before. This is the Wet n Wild Precious Petals highlighter. Pretty highlighter, good price, love it. And then I have the Bang Beauty blush in the shade, and I did not use this at all. This is not my color. I don't enjoy these. I don't think I do. I think I'm going to keep it around for now, and then come the fall, if I don't use it, I'll get rid of it, because I think this might be one that I just really have to have a good tan for, and then maybe I'll enjoy it a bit more, but I didn't even reach for it at all, because I'm like, that's not going to look good on my skin. So we will put this one back for now, and come the fall, after I've had a chance to use it throughout the summer, then I might declutter it, but for now, we will hold on. I didn't use this at all. I'm going to keep it in my weekly Shop My Stash for this week, just because I think this week I might try to use more cream products and see how this works. Once I'm out in the sun more and I've gotten a little bit more of a tan, then I don't wear foundation as often because my skin kind of evens out a little bit. So this is something that I probably will wear more in the summertime, but I'm going to force myself to use it. Okay, so that was what I used last week along with the palette. So now I'm going to pick out what I am using for this coming week. So the 3 palettes that were picked from Random Number Generator from my collection, in case you're not familiar, I do number all my palettes, and then every week I randomly pick 3, and I go through my entire collection before I reuse a number. So these were the 3 palettes with the numbers that came up. I have this Makeup Revolution one, and it's Fortune Favors the Brave, and this is what it looks like. It's a pretty neutral palette. It is a pretty palette. I've used this a number of times. I've had it for a few years now, and I really do like the quality of these shadows. You know, the marbling on some of these ones here, like, let's not blind anyone, like this here and here. I mean, I gravitated to this palette because of it, but I mean, you don't get that on your eyes at all, so it just kind of makes a muddier color of what's in the pan, but they're still pretty shadows and it works well, so I'm happy to use this. I think it'll complement these other palettes that I have here really nice. So that's what this one looks like. Then I have the Pure My Little Pony palette. And this is perfect for June, in my opinion. This is like the perfect spring, summer kind of palette. And I am looking forward to putting this all over my lids and playing with this. I am excited for this and glad that this one came up for this week. And then this one, when the number came up, I'm going through my drawer and I'm trying to find it, this palette, and I could not find it. I'm like, what the heck is ColourPop Never Not Chilling? And it took me a good 10 minutes. I went through every palette. I'm like, maybe I wrote ColourPop down wrong and it's another palette. And nope, I could not find this thing. And then I remembered, oh, it's probably the thing that was sitting up on my vanity like this that I never pull. And the reason I bought this was because of the packaging, because it's literally like a vinyl record. And then you open it up and it does have these, what, 6 shadows in here. They're the Super Shock shadows. There's a couple of matte, 1 matte, 2 matte, 1 satin. I think there's a matte, 2 satin, and then 2 glittery, 3 glittery ones. I don't know. There's a combination in there. I think they might be starting to dry out. I have had this for a few years now as well. So I'm going to use it this week and see, you know, how they are. They might be worth just passing on to my girls if they aren't that great. I never really gravitated to these anyway. They're basically single shadows, and I never use single shadows because I always just gravitate for my palettes. So, yeah, we will use these this week and just see how the quality is on them. I know when I have used it in the past, I've liked them, but again, I was swatching these and they seem to be drying out a little bit. So that is the case with a lot of Super Shock shadows in the pots, unfortunately, but we will try and we will see how it works. And I mean, I love all these colors. We got that blue, we got a gold, we got a burgundy, and then a couple more champagne colors, and then that matte brown down there. Okay, Moving on to face palettes, I do want to try, I was thinking about this week, so I already know, I wanted to try this one. It might be one that I need to revisit more in the summertime when I have more of a tan, but this has bronzers in it and a couple eyeshadows, so I'm going to pull this one for this week. And should I pull another blush palette? You know what, I think I'm going to pull this for highlighters. I think I'll pull this for blushes. Okay, for single blushes, I think I will pull out, what will we get? You know what? I haven't used this one. This is Luminoso by Milani, so we will take that one out. And do I need another one? I already have 3 blushes in the other palettes. I think we're good for blushes. For highlighters, I did pull the one boxed one, which is more of a white kind of highlighter. So I think we'll go with more of a different shade. Maybe we'll go with this one by Pretty Vulgar. This is the Shimmering Swan highlighter. And we'll pick one more that has more of a pinky iridescence to it. Let's see. I really like this one. We're going to pick this Revolution one. And this is the shade Make an Impact. So these are the blushes. I have Luminoso by Milani, and then I have this trio here, which, I mean, it has that one on the end that's Unstoppable. That looks kind of like a bronzer, but it really does have more of a pink tone to it. So I do use that as a blush when I do use it. So that's what I have for my blushes this week. And then I have these 3 highlighters. So this is the Shimmering Swan. Is that what it was called? Yeah, Shimmering Swan. I have this Marzipan Heart, and then I have this Makeup Revolution one. So this is more champagne-y, this is more white with gold, and this is more of a pinky peach and gold type of one. So that is what we will be using for highlighters. And then as far as bronzers go, I mean, I might use these shadows a little bit. This was something I used before, and I wasn't super impressed with it. What's going to make me want to keep it is those bronzers. So I'm going to use them. There's a matte one and a shimmery one. I'm just going to use it this week and see if they work. Again, if they don't work this week, I will probably still hold on to it till the fall to see if I use it in the summertime at all when my skin does deepen up just a little bit, and see if it works better then. But for now, we're going to give it a try because apparently, you know, it's getting close to summer. First day of summer, my birthday, yay! And for whatever reason, I'm thinking that I should be a few shades darker than what I currently am. It would help if it wasn't still freezing cold here in Ontario half the time. But nonetheless, in my mind, I'm thinking these should work for me, even though in my head I'm going, no, you haven't had that much of a tan yet. Please don't mind my dirty vanity here. It's impossible to keep clean. I tried to explain to my husband when he did this kind of desktop thing that it needed to have some kind of coating on it, and well, he's a very busy person, so we haven't gotten around to getting that done yet. So even though I wipe it up, it still just stays stained for now. So please don't mind that. Don't be grossed out. We'll just cover it with a palette. There we go. And that is what I'm going to be wearing on my eyes and my cheeks this week for my weekly Shop My Stash. Thank you so much for watching, everyone. I hope you enjoyed this video, and I hope you have a fantastic week. Take care. Bye-bye.